You have
Alright,
located
where
a
I
bomb.
am.
Alright, so
Not
are
pinging
you looking through it?
Did I just turn it
I
on?
am.
Can you
It's not
see me
pinging
still?
you while you're standing through
Yeah, I can
it,
still
though.
see you.
Alright, go ahead and hit
Hey,
me.
try walking through it again.
Oh my god.
Try
Okay.
walking through it now.
Can you still see me?
Okay,
Yeah,
now that
still
pinged
see
you,
you.
but if I threw it on you, it
Holy
doesn't ping you.
tits, dude.
If I lay on it, I turn it on.
Alright, go ahead. Wow. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's hitting me.
Just
So it
infinite
has
range.
unlimited range.
What is up, guys? I'm Get Flanked, and what you just saw on the screen there was us testing out Maestro's Evil Eye gadget, and what we found out was that it has unlimited range, which was pretty surprising to me. In this video, we're going to go over Maestro. We'll go through his loadout, I'll show you his gadget, we'll see some gameplay, and I'll talk about my opinions on Maestro as well as how I think he can be best used. Now, most of what you're going to see in this video is footage that I was able to capture at the Season 7 finals, so big thanks to Ubisoft for allowing me to do that. You're also going to see some reworked Clubhouse gameplay in this video, so look forward to that as well. Now, before we get into Maestro's loadout here, I do want to just give you kind of an overall statement, and that is that I feel like Alibi is grabbing all the headlines because her gadget's flashier, the holograms are something that people have requested in this game for a long time. But I really feel that Maestro will have a bigger impact on this game, especially at the higher levels, than Alibi. I personally feel that Alibi has great fragging potential, but Maestro has great utility, and he's going to be a really strong anchor. The fact that he has an LMG cannot be overlooked. It changes the way you can play as a defender, and we'll get into all that later in the video, but I just wanted to kind of give you my overall thoughts right there. Okay, so let's get into the loadout when it comes to Maestro. First of all, he's a 3 armor, 1 speed defending operator. When you look at his primary weapons, he has 2 choices available. The first one on the screen right there is the Auda 556. This is his LMG. He's the only defender in the game that has access to an LMG that isn't mounted, and it's pretty unique. So if you look at the stats right there, it has a damage of 35, fire rate of 900, and a capacity of 80. This makes his LMG the highest fire rate LMG in the game. Now, as far as the stats, it's pretty similar to the LMG that IQ has available, the GAA1. The only difference is it does a little bit less damage, just slightly less damage, but it has a higher fire rate and a higher capacity. So the fire rate, I've always said in this game, is king. I do feel like this is probably, if not the best, definitely one of the best LMGs in the game. That Russian LMG can be pretty lethal. It does a higher damage, but the fact that you have a higher fire rate on this means you can get headshots easier, and that really counts for a lot in this game. So I do feel like this weapon is good. It does have some vertical recoil, but that vertical recoil is very easy to control. Just drag down a little bit, and you can actually be very accurate with this weapon. Now, as far as the attachments that are available on this weapon, you have every attachment that you would expect, including the ACOG. So yet another interesting aspect. You can put an ACOG on this LMG as a defender, and that makes it very strong. It really does. The other primary weapon that Maestro has available to him is the ACS-12 shotgun. This is a fully automatic shotgun with a 30-round mag. I went into detail on this weapon in Alibi's video, but on the screen right now, I'm showing you how quickly you can destroy walls with this thing. It's definitely a unique weapon in the game and something you want to mess around with. There's a lot of situations as an anchor where I could see this ACS-12 being the preferred weapon for Maestro for a lot of players. Now, as far as the secondary options for Maestro, it's the same as what Alibi has available to her. First of all, there's this Bailiff 410. This is that shotgun secondary. It's a shotgun revolver. It fires a 410 round. It does have some soft wall destruction available to it. It's not going to create rotation holes very well, but you can create kill holes and just holes pretty easily with it. You can also destroy hatches. That's one important thing to know about this secondary option. The other option there is the Karatos 357. This is a high damage, low capacity, a damage of 78 and a capacity of 6. So it's a revolver and it's going to put people down very fast, but if you miss, you're in trouble. Now, finishing out Maestro's gadget, he has barbed wire and deployable shield available to him. The deployable shield might see some action with Maestro. I'll go into that later in the video, but because of his playstyle, the deployable shield is a good option for him. Okay, so now let's get into a gameplay clip here, and the reason that I like this clip so much is, first of all, because I end up getting a 1v3 clutch, but also I think it's a great example of how I see Maestro being used. You're going to see me anchor, use his evil eyes. You're going to see a great example of how easy it is for Ash to actually destroy the evil eyes. You're going to see me use his weapon, so you'll get a good sense of how that works and how effective it is. So overall, I think it's just a good clip with Maestro, so I'll shut up and let you enjoy it.
Be advised, Op 4 has located a bomb. Friendly, last operator standing. Op 4, last operator standing. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Okay, so now let's talk about Maestro's gadget. It is the Evil Eye, and the basic rundown is you mount it on a wall or on a floor. Anywhere you can mount basically an ADS, you can mount this. That's kind of the same principle here. And it works as a camera that anybody on the team can spectate. It has, I believe, around 180 degrees of rotation as far as the field of view. It's close to that. It's a pretty good field of view that you can get when you move it around. And then you can also zap. Now, when you zap, you have to wait for the shutters to open there, and then you can start zapping. And every time you zap an enemy, it takes 5 health. Doesn't matter whether their enemy is a 1 armor or a 3 armor. It's going to take 5 health every single time you zap them. Now, you can hold down the button and it'll spam, but there is a cooldown after a while. It's right around 7 seconds. So if somebody's planting, then you will be able to stop them from planting because you will put them down but not out. If you land every single shot and you get them as soon as they start planting. If they start planting before you light them up, then you're not going to have enough time to put them down but not out. It's really close. I'm pretty sure this is how it's designed. And also keep in mind, you have to land every single shot. So it doesn't actually stop the plant, but if you land all your shots, you can actually put somebody down before they finish the planting. Now, when you open that shutter in order to start zapping people, it is vulnerable to regular gunfire. Anybody can destroy it at that time. When the shutter is closed, it can only be destroyed by explosive damage, meaning grenades, an Ash charge, Zofia, or also Sledge's hammer will do the trick. EMP grenades from Thatcher only disable it, and that lasts for 10 seconds. The Twitch shock drone will also disable it for 10 seconds when that shutter is closed. If the shutter is open and Twitch zaps it, then it will completely destroy the Evil Eye. In addition to zapping enemies, you can also destroy enemy equipment with the Evil Eye. You saw earlier I destroyed a Claymore. Now on the screen, I'm destroying Thermite's charges. Now, there is something a little weird going on here. You're going to see right now, I shoot the middle of this Thermite charge several times here and nothing happens. And then sometimes you shoot it 3 times and it destroys it. Sometimes you shoot it once and it destroys it. I don't know if it's bugged or if there's some type of design feature that I'm not catching on to here, but I couldn't find the pattern. There's just something a little weird with trying to destroy some of the equipment. It's almost like the hit registry doesn't count every single time. But yes, you can destroy Thermite charges with it. You'll also see here on the screen just a second, I destroy some Hibana X Kairos charges as well. So that's another feature. Again, I mentioned Claymores. You can destroy Ying's Candelas, but only after the Ying Candelas open, it seems like they're vulnerable. While they're rolling, it doesn't seem like you can destroy them. You can also destroy Fuse's cluster charges. You can destroy Twitch drones. You can destroy regular drones. A lot of stuff that the Evil Eye can destroy. It didn't seem to have any effect at all on grenades or flash charges or smoke grenades, but there's a lot of enemy equipment there that this will actually destroy. Okay, so now let's start getting into some opinion stuff when it comes to Maestro. And I want to say, first of all, I feel like the most effective counter to Maestro is either anybody with grenades or some type of explosive damage like Ash or Zofia, or Twitch. Twitch's shock drone is very effective against Maestro. It's very easy to either disable it or to completely take it out, because that shutter, as you can see there, it doesn't work extremely fast. It's not like you can switch between the shutter being open and closed and like really fast. So it definitely is vulnerable when it's in between those two states. So a Twitch drone can be very effective. Now, do I think that Maestro is a good operator? I mentioned it in the beginning, but I definitely think that Maestro is stronger than Alibi, or that he will be in the long run. Alibi is going to get all the headlines, but Maestro offers a lot more utility, in my opinion, than Alibi. So I do think that Maestro is good. I honestly think that with time, Maestro could switch up this meta a good bit and really be somebody that attackers fear. Because yeah, it's cool that you can zap enemies, you can destroy enemy equipment, but honestly, having two cameras that you can place that have a very large field of view that your teammates can spectate and that are very tough to destroy. I mean, some operators won't be able to destroy these at all unless you open the shutter. Think about that. That's what, in my opinion, is the strongest part of Maestro. On the screen right now, you're seeing a setup I came up with in just a couple of minutes, and you're going to see people get creative with these, but look at this setup right here. I'm going to place one in the Arsenal. I'm going to place one here in Moto, and after I put some holes in the wall, I'm basically going to be able to see every entrance into the basement area here other than Dirt Tunnel, and that's really strong when you think about it. If they drop Kitchen Hatch, I'll see them. If they push Blue Tunnel, I'll see them. If they push Main Stairs, I'll see them. If they come down the hallway in the basement, I'll see them. And just think about how strong that is. I mean, the fact that these things work on thermal means if somebody walks through and Blue Tunnel there, their head's going to glow white, and it makes it really easy to see them. So, yeah, I mean, this is just something I came up with a couple of minutes. People are going to get creative with these and how they set them up, and I think you're going to end up seeing these used a lot, and they're going to be very, very strong. The fact that he has an LMG can't be overlooked either. In the testing, there were a couple of different times where I was challenging a Maestro as an attacker, and you kind of have that timing where the enemy fires at you, you go behind cover, and then you peek back out based upon their round count. Well, with Maestro, he's got way more than what you're used to, so you have to kind of play that differently, and I died a couple of times because of that. So all in all, I think Maestro is going to be good. I think he'll be very fun to use. I think he could actually shift the meta. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you enjoyed this, please make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll have more coming your way here soon.